What is up, guys? Kevin from the KO Podcast. Today we're talking Super Bowl predictions and much, much more right after this. Once again, I'm Kevin Barral from the KO Podcast, and today we're talking Super Bowl predictions and much, much more with Octavio Sequera. Octavio, how are you, my man?
Good, man. How's it going? Everything's good here. First of all, before we get to talk about the football, actually the American football, let me just say congratulations to all the Real Madrid fans. Han ganado la Liga, campeones. I'm not one of them, but I know that that's the most popular soccer team in Miami for sure. So congratulations to you guys. Enjoy it. And definitely well-deserved.
Yeah, no, for sure. Octavio, what were your thoughts on the Inter-Miami game that we saw Tuesday night against the Philadelphia Union?
Definitely, Kevin, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed to what I've been seeing. It's not just the game against Philadelphia. It's specifically the game against Orlando. It was really disappointing because I was expecting more. You know, the head coach, Diego Alonso, said in the previous interviews before the game won that the team was physically strong for this tournament, that they were ready from the physical standpoint. And that's exactly what I did not see on that game. They were tired. They were slow. They couldn't come back. Every time they go to the center of the attack, they couldn't come back. And they were running slow. So Orlando, if you think about it, Nani, the Portuguese international star, but Nani's not the same player that he was when he was in the Manchester United. He's not the same. And that guy looked as 25-year-old Nani.
No, for sure, yeah.
I mean, the defense was slow. Inter Miami's defense was slow. They couldn't close. There were too many gaps. And with Philadelphia's a better team than Orlando, in my opinion. They are more organized. They have a tactical system that has been proven over the years. And off the top of my head, all I can say is that yes, Inter Miami has been improving. Yes, I saw your tweet, and yes, there's some some areas where they have improved, such as Rodolfo Pizarro, and the construction of that goal was fantastic. But you have to hold the result. You have to protect your advantage. There's no way that you can lose a game just because your defense is not doing their job. It's not. Not disrespect to Orlando City, but Miami lost that game. Orlando didn't win it. And against Philadelphia, after they tied the game, after they tied the game, it seems to me, it seemed that was enough. They were, satisfied by that. And honestly, that's not what you want to do. That's not what you want to do, especially in soccer where every minute counts. And in a blink of an eye, you can just end up losing the game. And that's exactly what happened. Inter Miami shows some improvement, but I'm very disappointed overall to what I haven't seen. Especially because I was expecting a little bit more. I was expecting more organization. I was expecting more speed and more physicality. I haven't seen that. Let's see what happens against New York City. I want to say that Inter Miami is not disqualified. Inter Miami is not eliminated from the tournament. There's still a chance for them to advance to the next round. They have to win against New York City. And hopefully, with scoring a lot of goals, they will have a chance. Hopefully, they will have a chance to qualify as one of the best third place team in this group stage. So we'll still have to wait. They have to score, and that is one of the things they have been doing right. So they scored in the last game of the season before this pandemic happened against DC United. They scored against DC United. They scored also against Orlando, and they scored last night against Philadelphia. So if you want to see the big picture, you can tell me that, okay, well, that's good because they have scored against three different teams, three different systems. So I guess that there's hope for the future.
No, I'm completely with you. This team really has to improve, and they have. Let's be honest, they have. They've been doing better every game.
Hmm.
But something I've been seeing is they start extremely strong in the first half. They're playing incredibly well, and then after halftime, they're not playing as strong. You've seen it. We saw it against in these
Orlando.
last Orlando, 100%. They started extremely well, and against the Union as well. They were doing great. They scored on the Union. They tied against the Union, and then they just gave up. Pretty much, it was like, we're tied. Now let's just try to get one more. They just se confiaron, como se dice en español.
Yeah, it's right. And you know what, Kevin? It's actually funny the fact that you mentioned they got tired. Orlando and Miami, they're both from Florida, so they're used to this weather. So that's not an excuse. But better yet, they haven't played at 9 a.m. like Atlanta did today. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what other team up. The Canadian teams, they play Toronto and DC United. They play. I mean, imagine that. Toronto and DC United. We're talking about Washington and Toronto. Like, they're not used to the 100 and something degrees temperature in Orlando. Yet they have to play at 9 o'clock in the morning, and they did a great job. That was a heck of a game. They ended up 2-2, and there was a lot of back and forth. So, I mean, there's no excuses. The weather thing of Miami cannot be an excuse.
No, I'm completely with you. Now, we're gonna go to a topic. I see I'm a little bit frozen. It's because of a little bit of a lag, but I think I will be back in the screen. Para los que no me ven, ahí yo estoy un poquito frisado, pero vamos a estar bien, no se preocupen.
The audio is perfect. I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, eso es lo que importa. El audio es lo que importa aquí.
We're good.
Now I want to talk about the teams benefiting from the NBA bubble, Octavio. Who are your teams benefiting from the NBA bubble, and which are getting hurt from the bubble?
Okay, but wait a minute. What do you mean by like getting benefits from the bubble? What do you mean, like logistically speaking, the resting factor? What do you mean by that? Because every team is in the bubble, so why do you want to make that question about any benefits?
No, like what teams benefit from this because of home court advantage, maybe injuries, players that maybe were injured at one point.
Okay, so I see. So honestly, I'm going to be 100% honest. I think the Lakers, and the reason why
benefiting, right?
Yes, and the reason,
okay.
And you listen, okay,
I have them too.
So this is why I think the Lakers are the most, the team that has benefited the most from this bubble. I'm defining the bubble as the system, as the condition, as the epicenter of this tournament. I'm not defining the bubble as a physical space, because everybody's in the bubble. So there's no difference, right? Everybody's in the same environment. But the fact that they haven't played in over 3.5 months?
Yeah, around that time.
Yeah, no, more 4 months. It's the same.
No, more, even more.
Yeah, it's the same time that the NHL. So think about this. Probably LeBron James. He's one of the players that have benefited the most from this time about resting, endurance, adrenaline, stamina, all the physical aspects of the game. So you will have a very, very well-rested LeBron James. You know what that means. And then not only that, you will have a playoff LeBron, which is by far the best player in the league, even though we're still in year 17 of his career, even though I will take playoff LeBron over anybody. So I think that because now he has AD, Anthony Davis, I'm not so sure about J.R. Smith. I don't know.
No, me neither.
I don't know if that's beneficial or it could actually ended up being hurting them. But Danny Green, Caruso, even Kyle Kuzma. I'm not a fan of Kyle Kuzma either. But anyways, I guess the kid has talents, right? So, he's there for a reason. But yes, I will go with the Lakers for 3 factors. Playoff LeBron, very well-rested team, and now they have a system. They have a team. And we might forgetting the fact that, yes, Frank Vogel is the coach, but behind him is Jason Kidd, my man. So there's a system. There's a system there. So and before I let you say, because I know that you have a point here, and I would love to hear it. I will go with the Lakers. Then I will go with the Miami Heat, and
I have them too.
And then I will have, as a surprising team, I will have the New Orleans Pelicans, not to win anything. Don't get me wrong.
No, I don't think they're winning it this year.
No. They're not winning anything. But when it comes to benefits from this bubble, I think Zion Wilson will make a case for Rookie of the Year. Remember that
For sure.
He didn't start the season like Ja Morant did. I'm hoping that this resting time, will help him to improve his case as Rookie of the Year. So yeah, that will be my 3 teams. 2 of them to fighting actually for something, and the Pelicans just to be relevant, and for Zion to win the Rookie of the Year.
No, I have one of the teams you mentioned, which is the Miami Heat. Because you look at it, they had 2 crucial players that were injured during the quarantine, Tyler Hero and Myers Leonard. They're both back, and this team looks better than ever. You've seen what Spoelstra said. He says all these guys are looking 100%. And there's no home court advantage, which is what's great about this bubble for the lower-seeded teams that have to play teams that start away. Because when you look at it, let's look at an example. The Memphis Grizzlies. You were going to play LeBron and the Lakers in the first round of the playoffs at home. You're most likely going to lose those 2, and I still think they'll get swept.
Yeah.
But when you still look at it, this is another team I had benefiting, the Grizzlies, because they're starting not home or away. They're starting neutral, which it hurts the Lakers too because, yeah, the Lakers are the best team in the West, but they lose. I think they tend to lose a little bit more at home than they do away. Their home record is 23-8. And you also look at this LA team, they're injured. They lost Rajon Rondo just yesterday.
Yeah.
And Avery Bradley's not playing on the Lakers because he opted out.
Yeah.
And now you're going to rely on who? J.R. Smith and Dion Waiters? I don't think so. At this point, you just might as well use Caruso and see what the Bald Eagle could do. My other 2 teams are the Magic. The Orlando Magic are playing at home. Keep this in mind. Let's keep this in mind, everybody. They're playing at home this whole time. All 4 games that they're going to get swept by the Bucks are going to be at home. And then you have the Grizzlies also. So my teams that are going to get hurt, I'm going to see the Milwaukee Bucks, Brooklyn Nets, Washington Wizards, and the Los Angeles Lakers. I already made my point because of the Lakers. They don't have the home court injuries and hurt. Yeah, mainly that. And then the Milwaukee Bucks home court. They're a better team home than away. You saw the games that they lost. They've been at home, and some of them away, of course, but mostly at home. Then you have the Brooklyn Nets. How many players have they lost? Let's count them because why not? DeAndre Jordan, Taurean Prince, Spencer Dinwiddie, Nicholas Claxton, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving. That's 6. You have new faces on this team that don't know the system as well as these other guys knew it. So, at this point, they're in really big danger to not even make the playoffs now with the new playoff rules with the 8th and 7th seed. And then I have the Washington Wizards. I gave them hope because they did have Davis Bertans and Bradley Beal. Not anymore after Bradley Beal, I think, opted out, if I'm correct, and Davis Bertans too. So I don't know why they're even in here because I would have put another team maybe like Charlotte. Charlotte was really impressing people. They maybe deserved a little bit more respect to be in the bubble. But at this point, Washington, I don't think is making it, and those are my teams.
No, and I don't think Brooklyn is going to do anything relevant either. So, I mean, I cannot disagree with that. I think maybe with the Bucks, even though they're not going to be playing at home, they still have a great team. I will take the Raptors over the Bucks as when it comes to being more getting hurt from this system. I'll take the Raptors are really going to suffer. They don't have Kawhi anymore, of course, and they're not be playing at home. And those two things were key for them last year, especially playing at home. I mean, I know without Kawhi, it was going to be a challenge for them, but now not playing at home, the Raptors, I think it's going to be even bigger, the challenge for them. So, I think the Raptors will get hurt a little bit more than the Bucks. But those are good selections. I mean, I cannot disagree with the Nets. I agree with you with the Wizards. I don't know what they're doing there, but they're there.
They had to include a team, I'm pretty sure.
And they're going to be careful with the Wizards, not because they're going to win anything, but they could hurt teams.
They could hurt other teams, for sure.
With aspiration of winning something. So
and now I want to talk about Super Bowl contenders. We're going to move over to football. Super Bowl contenders. Because we're analyzing the bubble, and there are going to be other topics. We could still talk about this bubble.
No, I'm just messing with you. I'm fine. Come on.
We're going to talk about Super Bowl contenders. Who do you have?
Well, Super Bowl contenders, I think we're going to have the same Super Bowl again. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, well, unless there's going to be, I mean, I know I work for the Browns. I'm supposed to be rooting for the Browns, but no, I mean, let's be real. The Browns are not going to make the Super Bowl. We'll be lucky to make the playoffs, and really lucky, because now with Burrow in the division, and then we have Lamar Jackson, and of course Baker. I mean, well, Myles Garrett, he signed an extension for $100 and something million.
125.
25. So that'd be great. That brings stability to the team. And the team has money. So that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to get rid of Baker or get rid of OJ or Odell, I'm sorry, or Jarvis. No, Jarvis, for starter, he has a long contract too. So this brings us stability. And I'm super happy for Myles. I think he got cheated last year. Of course, everybody talk about the incident hitting the guy with the helmet, but I think Mason Rudolph got away with a lot of things too. So especially with the racist things that he said against Myles, and that's not insane. I'm not that because I wasn't there. I was not on the field. I was in the booth. I couldn't hear what he said. But referees and even other players actually confirmed what Myles Garrett said about receiving this racist insults from Mason Rudolph. So but that's another subject. I just want to make my case with the Browns. I don't think they're going to make the Super Bowl. So my point with the Super Bowl, because the question was really direct. I think that there's no team. I mean, think about it. Don't go to Google. Don't Google this. Don't Google this. But think about it. Close your eyes and think about it. What other team, or what is the team that can beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the Eastern Conference?
Well, we could look at the Ravens to start. The Ravens
that last year got frozen against the Tennessee Titans. The Ravens that didn't show anything on the playoff. Honestly, Kevin, I know, I get it. Lamar Jackson, amazing. But where was Lamar Jackson in the system, in the defense, against a team like the Tennessee Titans that everybody, even my 10-year-old son, knew that they were running? They were going to run the whole game. They're going to give the ball to Derrick Henry and run the ball. Everybody knew that. And yet, they destroyed the Ravens. They did.
I'm not going to lie to you. They did. Yeah.
So, I mean, Baltimore is one thing in the regular season and another team during the postseason. So I cannot rely on them. And then we go to the West. So I was going to say this. I'm sorry. So, yes, the 49ers. That was a surprise. I mean, that was a surprise, the first 7 weeks of the regular season last year. But after that, it was a reality.
Yeah, for sure. I'm agreeing. They do.
And
you can't lie about that.
Now, the Seattle Seahawks, that could be a contender. But what I was going to say is, if we have good referees, impartial referees, neutral referees, the Saints might have a chance. Because that's the thing. Let's just face it. I mean, the Saints have been really hurt by bad refereeing for the last 2 years.
I agree with you. I completely agree with you.
I mean, what was the rule? That rule that Sean Payton, oh my God, I don't know, the pass interference. That rule, that was amazing. So it reminds me of the tuck rule with Tom Brady years ago. And of course, the referee, I mean, you hate to say it, but it play a role. It affects them.
Every year it's been playing a role, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you. So, I mean, my case for the Saints, they have a great team. I mean, you think about Kamara and Thomas and Drew Brees.
That's an incredible team.
It is a great team. They can run, they can throw, they have a good defense. I mean, the 49ers will have a bigger challenge than the Kansas City Chiefs in the Eastern Conference. So, yeah, what I will pick for Super Bowl, I would pick the Chiefs and the 49ers. But I know I can be wrong. I can be wrong in the Western Conference. Not so sure about being wrong in the East because, like I said, you mentioned the Ravens. The fresh memory that I have from the Ravens, it doesn't give me any optimistic. I mean, I don't feel optimistic about the Ravens in the postseason. That's just the way it is for me.
No, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I do have the Chiefs making the Super Bowl, but on the other side, you can see. I think. Let me ask you: do you think the 49ers lost some pieces that affected the play of the season last season? Because I know they lost a couple guys on the defensive line. Mm-hmm. So do you think that will affect them this season?
Well, it does because you're used to the system. Remember, it's football. It's about system. It's about tactics. It's about leadership. And yes, that could be influential. That could be something that it might hurt them. But the fact that I mean, Shanahan is a genius, man. I
For
mean,
sure, for sure.
Shanahan can make gold out of candies. I mean, he can transform any kind of player that he has. I mean, who would have thought that Richard Sherman last year I mean, he was playing another Super Bowl. I didn't see that coming. So
No, I don't think anyone did.
I wouldn't bet against them, honestly. I know Debo Samuel, that was, I mean, Samuel, the injury, the foot injury was something that really, really, really hurt them. But they still have, I mean, Emmanuel Sanders, George Kittle, this kid from, oh my God, the kid from Ohio State. Oh my God, I forgot. Oh, Nick Bosa.
Nick Bosa, yeah.
Nick Bosa. So they have Emmanuel Mosley, Witherspoon. So we'll see. I mean, they still have pieces. They still have pieces. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they repeat and they win more than 10 games, honestly.
No, yeah, for sure. And one team I did have was the Cleveland Browns. In fact, but I will say, I think the Browns were extremely, extremely overrated last year from what we were saying to what we got.
Okay, but overrated because of the coach, because of the lack of experience, because
because of all this hype that was getting built about
yeah. Well, but you know that came with the package. Every time you mention the name of Odell Beckham Jr.,
especially Odell, especially.
Yeah, but you know that comes with the package because you know that every time you mention his name,
hype is gonna get built.
Exactly. But what happened with the New York Giants? I mean, can you actually tell me that the Giants were a good team? I'm a Giants fan. Before I started working with the Browns, I was a Giants fan. But the Giants haven't been good in years.
That's true.
Guess what? Since they have Odell Beckham Jr.,
they're supposed to be good.
God, they're gonna go to primetime TV Sunday night, Monday night, just because of this guy. And then they have Saquon Barkley, and of course it will be more hype. So, but it was the same. So yeah, last year the hype that was with the Browns, they ignored two key facts. One, a rookie coach, Freddie Kitchens. And the history. I mean, the team hasn't even won a playoff series since 2002. So all the hype around the Browns was unnecessary, and definitely I think it really hurt them more than they already were.
And also, do you think that this is a team that should be in the playoffs or relatively close? Because when you look at this AFC North, you have Roethlisberger in Pittsburgh, Lamar in the Ravens, now Joe Burrow with the Bengals. Do you think this team has it to at least make the second seed in the AFC North? Because that's where I think the most likely land. Because Roethlisberger is going to be not going to be the same. Nah. Burrow, it's his first year. That Bengals team isn't good, and Lamar most likely is going to take it. So, what are you thinking?
That's the thing. That's a good question because the best game from the Browns last year was in Baltimore against the Ravens. So it was the best game of the season. And you can talk to anybody that will tell you the same. That game was, remember that touchdown of Odell Beckham Jr. and the Nick Chubb running 89, 92 yards. It was the whole field. I mean, the Browns destroyed the Ravens in week number 4. It was the best game for the Browns. So, yes, if the Browns can actually get the job done against teams that are not supposed to be better than them, even with that, they could win the division. But I agree with you. I think Lamar's going to take it. I think the Ravens are the number one favorites in the division. But the Browns winning 10, 11 games, they'll be there as a wild card for sure.
Yeah.
They have to.
I'm completely with you.
They have to. This is a year. This is a career year. Make it or drop it. I mean, I know that's not the phrase, but I'm adding this phrase because Baker Mayfield has to make it. I mean, he has to make it or break it. I know that's the phrase, but I'm saying make it or drop it because
make it or drop it.
Make it or drop it.
I like it.
Enough with waiting for him. Come on. 30
yeah, I'm completely true. That's true. Yeah, because I think Baker Mayfield, the hype maybe puts him under pressure.
How many commercials did he have last year? I don't know.
A lot.
All the streaming services and then the insurance companies, ice cream companies. Locally here in Cleveland, there were a lot of commercials with Baker Mayfield. I was tired of it. And I was just telling my partner, Rafa, I was telling, hey, Rafa, man, all this thing is really hurting the kid. And I know it's money, his endorsement, and it's part of the business. But
Yeah.
dude, with this coach, with Freddie Kitchens and the system that we don't even know what we're playing.
Well, now he's gone, so Freddie Kitchens is gone.
And
You guys have a new good coach, yes.
Yeah,
Kevin
Stefanski is good. Stefanski's good. He did a good job with Minnesota. So let's see.
Yeah, now I want to talk about teams that we have to watch out for this season.
Okay, good.
So, and I'm going to name the first one, the Patriots. We just have to say it, the Patriots. You bring in Cam Newton. Yeah. That just automatically brings them back in the talks for at least a playoff spot, because we saw what this team did with Tom Brady last season. It was a wild card out. You're bringing in a completely new type of offense with Cam Newton, with the run game that Josh McDaniels never got to experience with Cam Newton, in fact. Mm-hmm. So, and you have the top 15 defense in the league. I don't see that, I see that as a surprise team that we have to watch out for.
Well, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they win 11 games. And it was key what you just said, the running game. Now, I'm going to go outside the stats, and I'm just going to concentrate in the human side of the game. Cam Newton, he wants to show everybody that he's still ready, that he still got it, that he's still ready, that he still has what it takes. And who's better? Who could be a better ally for him than Bill Belichick? I'm sorry.
Yeah, for sure.
Belichick is the perfect guy that can actually inspire more than he's already is, and actually nurture that desire of Cam Newton to really shine again. And I think he's going to shine again. I mean, I know he's not the same guy. I know the legs are
a little bit worn out.
Yeah, of course, a little bit with more miles and more yards and more time. I know, I get it, but he still can run and he's still strong. So we'll see. And then you have the defense. The defense also have been doing like you said, you mentioned the stats. So I have to agree with you that they can rely on the defense. They might not be winning the game, 40 to 41 to 40 to 40 or 45 to 41. But hey, they're now going to rely a little bit more on their defense, and that's still going to be good. So yeah, I would say that they're making the playoffs in my book.
Who, the Patriots? Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, other teams that have are the Colts. When you look at this team, just 2 years ago, they made the playoffs with Andrew Luck. They surprised people and made it to the divisional round. Mm-hmm. They've added Mike, the GM of the Colts. I think I heard it from Colin Cowherd, in fact, and he was talking to him, and he said that he wanted two guys, Michael Pittman Jr. and the running back, Jonathan Taylor. Mm-hmm. He got them both in the second round. So that's an absolute steal to me. And when you look, the offensive line is really, really good. Quentin Nelson, an all-pro, if I'm correct. Mm-hmm. And just that offensive line. And now a new quarterback in Phillip Rivers. That's the only thing that's a little bit scary because of his age and his injury. But it doesn't matter because that offensive line is incredible.
And the other thing is, is the fact that they have a great trio of receivers. T.Y. Hilton, Paris Campbell, and Michael Pittman Jr. So I think if they're healthy, they're going to do damage. That's
no, for sure. Yeah. And with the addition of Michael Pittman, he's a grab and go guy. He's going to jump up there and just get it. And he has his father with NFL experience.
Now, let me ask you before you mention another team. What about the Houston Texans? What do you think about Deshaun Watson? This year for him? Because one of the things that was key for him was the surprise factor, the surprise element. When people were expecting to throw, he was running. When people were expecting to run, he was throwing. Is he going to be more predictable this year? What do you think? What can you expect from the Texans and Watson particularly?
To me, the Texans did make a huge, horrible move, in fact, by trading DeAndre Hopkins, because that was their franchise player. Yep. That guy was supposed to be there until he ended his career. Just because he had issues with Bill O'Brien doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Just keep it professional.
Yeah.
You move on and you just do your things professionally. You're trying to win a Super Bowl at the end of the day. So there's no reason in doing that trade. Mm-hmm. Now, this Houston Texans team, I think, did add Randall Cobb, if I'm correct, in free agency for the replacement of Deshaun Watson. But I don't really think that this Texans team will make the Super Bowl for sure. No, because that was a huge loss, and you're bringing in David Johnson, which I don't really think will make a huge impact. Either he's injury prone and his contract is huge and horrendous. Now, Deshaun Watson's a guy who is unpredictable. You do not know what he's going to do.
That's what I'm saying.
And now new receivers is going to bring you more predictions. What is he going to do now without DeAndre Hopkins? Is he going to maybe run it more, maybe pass it more? So, yeah, I think he's going to be 100 times more predictable than what he was. Yeah, and as a surprise team, maybe the Texans, just maybe. If Randall Cobb really adjusts to this team and Deshaun Watson and Cobb just start getting along incredibly well, Deshaun's just playing, MVP kind of football. Yeah, this team might just be a playoff team.
Yep, it might be.
And another team I wanted to mention is the Philadelphia Eagles because a couple of years ago, they're in the Super Bowl. Now, I do want to talk – now, I do have some things that we got to talk about here because we do have Eagles. Start with first. Do you think Carson Wentz is a reliable quarterback for this team right now?
I mean, the thing is okay, so here's the thing with the Eagles. So they didn't want to pay the guy who created the Philly special. They didn't want to pay to the guy who actually rescued this franchise. And I get it. Of course, Nick Foles, but I get it. I mean, Carson Palmer. I mean, the thing was with Carson Wentz. I'm sorry, it's the fact that yes, he's a franchise player. He has the arm. He has the expectation. He has the spotlight.
He has the injuries.
There we go. Thank you. I love to be interrupted when you actually nail it, and that's what I was gonna get. How many games is he gonna play?
Who knows?
That's the
at this point, we're just roll a dice and see.
Roll a dice.
The number.
So let's just say that they have Carson Wentz healthy. Okay, and they have it for 7 games. The record 7-0. Perfect. That's it. What's gonna happen later?
He's getting injured.
He's getting injured again.
The same thing that's been happening for the past 3 years. Wentz is going, gets injured. Nick Foles comes in, wins the Super Bowl. Wentz goes, plays great, gets injured. They lose in, I think, the divisional, if I'm correct.
The game against Chicago.
Wentz goes in. Wentz goes, makes the playoffs. He loses in the wild card because he gets injured.
And that's the thing. So what are you expecting of this team? Making the playoffs or actually winning a playoff game and continue to run? Well, for that, you need Wentz to be healthy. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they have. I know it's a different sport. I know this is a different culture, but I wouldn't be surprised if they apply the same formula that the Clippers are doing with Kawhi. I mean, they control it. I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, you know what, man? You're not playing this game. I mean, screw it. I don't care. I mean, we're in first place in our division. You're not playing this game. Just sit out. Sit out this one, sit out that one, or play the first half. I don't know. But something must have happened there because Wentz has the talent, but he has the injuries too. So that's my point.
No, yeah, I'm completely with you. And this team, I think, had a good chance to beat Seattle if they didn't have the injuries. And, this has been a really controversial topic with me and other people that we're trying to talk to.
Who's going to catch the ball in Philadelphia? Remember that last year? Who's gonna catch the ball? That's the thing. That's also the thing. I mean,
they don't have a consistent receiver. I'm not gonna joke with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But anyway.
Yeah, and also, what do you think of the Jalen Hurts pick for Philadelphia? Do you think this is a good pick for the future, or do you think they should have gone for a quarterback in free agency?
No, I don't because let's just be honest. Okay, we just destroyed Carson Wentz because of his health.
We literally destroyed him, yeah.
We just literally destroyed him. But okay, let's just dream about it and let's just play an ideal world. Unless you have like the first 3 to 5 picks, you go for the quarterback. But you have to also this year, if you win by some miracle, you get to be, I don't know, the first pick in the draft. Of course, you're gonna draft Trevor Lawrence because that's how can you ask Trevor Lawrence?
What team do you think will take him? Because when we look at this, pretty much all the teams have a Patriots.
The Patriots, man. I mean, I have this bunch. I was like, okay.
Do you think they'll trade up though? Because
Belichick did not get Burrow because he's gonna get Trevor Lawrence. I don't know. I have this feeling. I don't know how they're gonna make it, but I think that the Patriots are gonna come back and win this draft pick.
They'll have to trade huge pieces for that. And a ton of draft stock. But as long as it pays off for the Patriots at the end of the day, they don't care.
That's what I'm saying. The other team is probably the
Jaguars. Can we say the Jaguars?
No, I was gonna say the not America's team because that's the Cowboys. They're
The
not.
Cowboys. The
They're
Cowboys.
not the America's team. They're just. I mean, the Cowboys are so overrated, overhyped. What was the money with that they gave to Dak Prescott?
They give him nothing. 33 million
Yeah,
franchise tag.
franchise tag. Okay, perfect.
At this point, he should just say, "I want to get released," because he's not getting the respect he deserves. Let's be honest. I do not like the Cowboys, but he's not getting respected as a quarterback.
But if you play for Jerry Jones for the past 20 something years, you know that no matter how good you are, if he doesn't like you, you're never going to shine. That's it. I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious. He loved Tony Romo, and he actually made us believe that Tony Romo belonged to the elite of the NFL. Just because he liked him, just because he said he thought that Romo was going to be the next Joe Montana, next Tom Brady, whatever the heck he was.
Didn't happen, I think.
And now you have Dak Prescott. The kid is good, but you don't give him the respect that he deserves. And not only that, the team doesn't seem to support that. But again, in that team, everything happens, and everything is controlled. I won't say that. Everything is controlled for Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones controls everything there. If he doesn't like you, and that's the reason why they haven't won anything in all these years. Honestly, I think so stubborn. I was very surprised when he did he fire the coach or the coach?
No. Yeah, they mutually parted ways.
They parted. Okay. Oh, mutually parted ways. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. Mutually parted ways means I'm gonna call you. Hey, listen. You gotta get out. Okay, blah, 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 blah. And then they talk. They got some sort of arrangement, but at the end is get out. So yeah, that's mutually parted ways. So that's how it is done, especially with Jerry Jones. So yeah, I mean, back to the point. That division is going to be interesting. I don't think the Giants are going to make any run for it, but the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles will be the teams to watch in that division. And I'm still going to I'm going to give the Eagles the edge just because they have talent and they have a better coach and they have a better system and they have a better executive directors, like the whole team, whole office is better.
The final team I wanted to mention, not biased. Yeah, well, a little bit biased, let's be honest. But the Miami Dolphins as a team to watch out, maybe, because when you look at it, defense hugely improved. Hugely. You bring in the best cornerback in that free agency class, Byron Jones. You get Kyle Van Noy, who knows Brian Flores. And then you pretty much bring in a lot of the Patriots players to come help. And then you bring in Jordan Howard and much more. And you draft Tua. Let's keep that in mind. Address the offensive line in the draft. Mm-hmm. I like what the Dolphins have done. Now, I don't think they'll make the Super Bowl by any means, but for sure, they'll have a shot at winning the division and possibly making the wild card round.
Making the wild card for sure. Winning the division, possibly. Yeah, possible. It's possible. It's possible for them to win the division. Making the Super Bowl, yeah, I agree with you. However, if they win the division, and by some way, shape, or form,
Probably,
but what I want to say is maybe if they win the division and they have a good record, and if by some miracle they get the bye week, who knows? They can make a run.
Who knows?
They can make a run. I like what you said about the draft picks, and let's not sleep on the fact that they got Tua. And Tua wants to play, man. He wants to show that he's ready. He wants to show that he has what it takes. So it's going to be interesting. Now, I'm not convinced it's with Brian Flores. I'm sorry. That's the only thing I'm still not convinced. I like him as a character. I like him. I think he's a very good football guy. But I don't know. I don't know if if the players are getting what he wants to transmit. I don't know that. I don't know about that. Remember Dan Campbell?
Yeah, I remember him. He came in for Joe Philbin.
Exactly, but he wasn't the best coach.
No.
Yet the players were inspired for him. They want to play good. They want to I remember. Oh my God! I said I remembered. I forgot his name right now. What was the name of the cornerback? He actually made the best top 50 Dolphins of all times. The one that had a very eccentric wife. Oh my God!
Oh, Brent Grimes.
Yeah, I remember I talked to Brian Grimes in the gala, the Dolphins gala, and he basically just told me that they just feel inspired by Campbell. The story, the way he talks to the team, the way that he approached each player separately. Well, he did it, the way he approached in past tense. So, I don't know. I think Flores, it's not about knowledge. it's not about character, but maybe, just maybe, it's about leadership. I think it's something they will have to improve. And if the players can capture the message he's trying to transmit, that would be key. Because talent, they have talent. I'm going to say this. This is probably a hot take. But the Dolphins, talent, talent, talent-wise, on the paper, the Dolphins, as of now, are probably the most talented team in the Miami area.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Bigger than the Heat, bigger than the Marlins by far, and even bigger than the Panthers, even though the Panthers are in the playoffs. I will not sleep on the Dolphins.
We can't.
Talent-wise, they have an amazing and a very promising team.
There you have it, folks.
I'm telling you.
There you have it, folks.
And I'm not biased. I've never been a Dolphins fan, but I have to tell you, that's honest. Honestly, I think they have, I mean, even everybody's saying, well, the Marlins are going to be good in 2 or 3 years. Dude, the Dolphins can be good right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Right now.
Sure. We're going to go into a little 1-minute break, and we'll be right back. So you guys are now joining the KO podcast break session, in which we talk about our channel and we tell you what you have to do right this second. I want you right now to go like and subscribe to our video, open a new tab or go on your phone and follow our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and my personal Twitter account. And let's not forget, we have to give love to our special guest, Octavio. Go to his Twitter, go to his Facebook and Instagram, and give him a follow. He is one great person who has mentored me throughout the time that I've been doing this channel, and we have to show him the love and support that I know you guys could show him. And most importantly, you guys have to subscribe. And finally, the most important thing to me is that you guys go to our website, which is on Wix. I will leave the link right here. It's on the screen, okay? I want you guys, pause the video, write that link, and go to our articles and tell me what you guys think. And there is a little contact spot there if you guys didn't know. Write to me and I will answer your questions, because it means a lot to me to be doing this YouTube channel thing, and I really love it. Now back to the video, and I hope, and of course, like and subscribe, because that's huge.
I love it. Thank you, Kevin. I love it. I really
no problem. I hope everyone enjoyed that little video we made. We're going to be putting that a lot more in the podcast now.
I love it.
We did talk about the Inter Miami at the start. Then we went over, we analyzed NBA bubble teams that could benefit and get hurt by it. And just now we had a long discussion about the NFL and Super Bowl teams and predictable ones. Now I want to go on to this format that the MLS is bringing in, because this is something I don't understand a lot, and I think you could understand it. I think it's a FIFA. It's like the FIFA format.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if you could explain to the fans that don't know what the MLS's back tournament is about, and what is, the whole format.
I'm not biased, even though I have to say that I do work for MLS. And I've been working with MLS for the past 3 years. And I think this is a great format just because it brings you games that matters from the beginning. So the format is just plain and simple. 8 groups, each groups in divided by 4 teams.
Mira, Octavio, mira quién está aquí. Alfre está aquí.
Oh, un abrazo. So the best 2 teams from each group will advance to the next round, and then the best 3rd teams will advance to the next round as well, to the round 6. I'm sorry, quarterfinals, and then quarterfinals, semifinals, and then the finals. What's important about this tournament? 2 things. The points. Remember, soccer. When you win, you get 3 points, right? When you get those 3 points, those 3 points will count for the regular season, which hopefully, I'm gonna knock on wood, hopefully the season can resume by the end of August, maybe early September. And the points that you make right now in this tournament will count. The points of the group stage will count for the regular season. So that's one of the most important things of this tournament. The second one is that if you win the tournament, you get a bid, or you qualify for the next CONCACAF Champions League. In the Champions League, you'll be facing Mexican, Costa Rican, Central America teams, And if you win that, you will go to the FIFA World Cup Club, which
Yeah.
is a club, which is like the World Cup for clubs, where in which every team from the different confederations, such as Europe, South America, North America, will play in another tournament to determine who is the champion of the world. So let's just say, for example, if I don't know, let's dream here. If Miami wins this tournament,
I wish. I'm.
if, if they win the tournament, they will go to the CONCACAF Champions League. And if they win the CONCACAF Champions League, next year they'll be playing Real Madrid or whoever wins the Champions League. So that's how cool it is.
Wow, that's actually really cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know about this.
it is cool.
I want to talk about the Redskins over here, or formerly called the
Really?
Redskins.
Really? Do you? I mean, come on. It's like really, really delicate grounds. Honestly, I'm up for it. I'm up for it. But
We'll just go. We'll just dive in a little bit, not too much.
no, you know that today I have to delete the post because listen, bro, everything's so sensitive right now. I was just asking, what is the cancel culture? Because I had no idea. I mean, I haven't had the chance to check. I know there's something that's going on on the internet, and people thought that I was against Black Lives Matter. And all I did was asking a question. I didn't know what cancel culture was. Dude, I cannot ever be against Black Lives Matter. Are you kidding me?
No, you can't.
Come on. But I was asking a question, but people is so like in a defensive state of mind that
Yeah.
and when it comes to that subject, you don't know what to say. Although I do want to say this because it touched me really close with the Cleveland Indians right here. The community here in Cleveland, they don't want to change the name of the team. And the Blackhawks in Chicago, the hockey team, they made a survey for the people to vote, and they say no.
So you
So
can't change it.
they're not going to change the name. I mean, it depends. It depends. My point of view is this. My point of view is this. If it's offensive to a community, you have to respect that. If
Yeah.
it's offensive to a certain group of people, you have to respect that. If not, the fact that it's not offensive to you or to me doesn't make it
Offensive to others. Yeah.
any less offensive to any other people. Like you have to respect. So at the end of the day, I think that the best way to decide will be doing a survey and just asking people what they want, and whoever wins, accept that, and whoever loses, hey, is the majority.
It's a whole community, so we have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, and it's up to them, the community. It's the community of Washington. I mean, at the end of the day, you're not there. We're not there. So it's going to
Yeah.
be really tricky. Like I said, it's very sensitive. If it was up to me, and this is what I like about this podcast, that here we can just say our opinions.
Yeah,
If it
for
was
sure.
up to me, if I'm the owner of the Redskins, I would just, you know what? Let's vote. You or the people, you decide. That's what I will do. That's
It was
what-
FedEx did ask if I'm correct to change the name. FedEx Field,
Mhm.
the company FedEx. Yeah. Now it's not really why I wanted to touch about the name. I just want to see what the names were being called, what names that were being considered, and which one do you think would be the one?
But Kevin, that's the thing because what's
That's
not-
about the fans. Yeah.
yeah, it's still against the fans. I mean, it's still from the fans. It's about the fans. It's about what they want. It's about what. Do you see with that? But how many protests are we seeing from Native people? Yeah, that's also true. That's also true. We haven't.
We really haven't. I haven't seen many.
I can tell you, Alfred, and you know, we talked this over the course, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks in our podcast in baseball. ¿Qué pasa, MLB? I haven't seen anybody here in Cleveland complaining about the Chief Wahoo. And Chief Wahoo was removed 3 years ago. I guess.
Yeah.
And people, they will never complain about that. So the thing with the Redskins, yes, if you're going to make a list of the names, then you're going to have to think about, okay, what are going to be the names that people will want? Oh, I like that one. I don't like the one. I like the Washington Stars. I like whatever it is. But you know what? There's always going to be people who say, hey, why not the Redskins? Well,
Yeah, for sure.
So it's going to be very sensitive no matter what.
No, I'm with you. Yeah. Now, what are your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers switching numbers from number 12 to number 8? It does have to do a little bit with the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on this too? Yeah.
I don't think I saw the tweet. I saw Twitter And people were comparing when Kobe changed the name, and they will start making comparison with Kobe and Aaron Rodgers, and saying who's better, who has a bigger career. I mean, come on, bro, come on, just the kiddies. It's just changing the number. I think he's going to do well. I don't think he's happy though with the Packers, but changing the
No,
number.
no, he shouldn't be. No,
Yeah. I mean, it was you were talking about Dak Prescott not getting the respect. Well, what about
Aaron Rodgers. Yeah,
I mean, the guy won a Super Bowl. He's one of the best. He has one of the best arms in the league, and still you drafted a quarterback. What are you
You're one win away from the Super Bowl. Just
One
give him a receiver so he could have another target out there, or a running back, anything.
Yep, sure. How many times? How many Hail Marys is he gonna he's gonna continue to do? I got interrupted because well, that was because yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anything can happen. Anything can happen in South Florida. So we'll see about that. But yeah, good point. Good points about it. And just to close my thoughts on Aaron Rodgers changing the number, I think it's going to be positive. I'm not going to say that it's going to change the way he plays, because it's not about that. It's more about sending a message, and he's using his platform for the right cause, and that's something that's admirable.
I want to also, we're going to move on to the MLB now. So I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on this return from the players, the MLB camps? What do you think? Do you think they've done well? And what improvements should they do for the camp, the MLB camp?
One of the things that I like about the MLB camps is the fact that they're getting creative. I love what they're doing from the TV standpoint. I love the catcher's camera. I love the whole social media. I love actually the virtual press conference, because now we have more access to the players. The other day I was participating in 3 press conference at the same time. I had the computer divided in 3 windows, and it was good. It was great. It was fantastic. And that's something that it brings access to the player. Of course, you have to be qualified. You cannot be there just to talk to the player and then take a picture or screenshot. I mean, that's not what it is for. But yeah, I like what I'm seeing, and I like the fact that the players, they actually want to play. I saw Aaron Judge from the Yankees. He said that he wasn't 100% ready, but he was game shape ready. So, and then you saw him hit a home run. You saw him hit a home run. You saw Giancarlo Stanton putting some good swings to the ball. So the camps, I loved everything about the camps. I have few, probably none negative aspects. I'm sorry, that I have to highlight, because I love what they're doing. Honestly, I love the way they are.
Should have happened from the beginning.
Yes, and I love the commitment. DJ LeMahieu is going to come back with the Yankees, even though he was positive for COVID-19.
Aroldis Chapman too.
And yeah, Aroldis Chapman will be back by the end of the month. He will be back by the end of the month. Luis Cesar is coming back this week. So, and this is the thing, Kevin. You know what? And this is so very personal. This is just my opinion only. But think about this. What's happening with the camps in Major League Baseball should be a positive message that the entire society should get. What is that message? Be positive. Live life with a positive attitude. Why am I saying this? If a player was positive with a COVID-19, like DJ LeMahieu, he's not missing the regular season. He's not.
No, it's 60 games.
His career is not over. He's coming back, because guess what? There's actually life through this whole thing. The fact that you're positive doesn't mean that it's the end of your life or your career or your whatever. You're going to get through it. So
yeah, for sure.
Instead of panicking, get strong, be stronger. Like the saying, it's like the old saying goes with, I mean, it's not a saying, but it's like this whole concept. When tougher gets going gets tough. I mean, you got to be tougher to the situation and embrace it. I'm not saying that I don't believe in all this pandemic. Of course, it's real. But what I'm saying is you can get through it. You can get through it. And the athletes can get through it. You see a lot of positive cases in Major League Baseball. Yet you're seeing the same players coming back to camps. And that's amazing. So
yeah, no, that's great. Yeah.
Same thing happened with the NHL, with the NBA. Remember when what was it? Oh my God, the guy from Utah, Rudy Gobert.
Rudy
Remember
Gobert.
when he was positive? He's in the
Yeah.
bubble.
He's in the bubble. Yeah, I saw the pictures. I was like, oh, this guy's in the bubble. There's no reason then to be worried about,
Thank you. I mean, you can get worried. That's fine. I mean, it's free.
No, for sure. Yeah, you could get worried 100%.
Yeah, it's free, but dude, that's not the end. That's my point. And all these athletes, especially ball players, right now, they're showing that there's life after COVID-19. I mean, you can't get through that, and it's not a reason to just stay panicking and just living in fear, which is the worst state of mind.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Now we're going to move on to our final topic of the day, which is what teams benefit from the 60-game season. What team, like pretty much from the bubble, we're just going to move it on to the 60-game season for the MLB. Let's start with your teams, and then I'll say mine.
Every team, honestly, every team.
Well, we have to say a couple because when you look at it, the Nationals, look at the way they started.
Every team will benefit from this, but I'm going to give you a few. I think the Nationals will benefit from this because, yes, it's a shortened season. They did not start well. No. They learned their lesson. It's not how you
start, it's how you finish.
It's how you finish. And they finish it well. And they can carry on the momentum. They have probably the best rotation in baseball, pitching rotation in baseball. I think they had 3 hosts.
I agree.
Corbin, Scherzer, and Strasburg. They have a great bullpen. They have a great offensive lineup. So, I mean, the Twins, great team. The Minnesota Twins, amazing young blood in that team. Luis Arraez, Rosario, Berrios. There's a lot of talented pieces there. Also, well, I'm gonna go to West. The Padres, amazing team, a very young core. I mean, young talented core led by, because he's still young, Manny Machado. So every team will benefit from this. Of course, there will be teams that will benefit more. But it's going to be good for everybody, because those 60 games, or this next 60 games, will be very important for each team.
Sure.
They will be playing at their fields.
Yeah, that's the best part, yeah.
So that's the thing. Well, I don't know about the Blue Jays, though, but either ways, they'll be playing in their field.
Yeah, no, I have a couple teams. The first one I want to start is with the Marlins.
What? Are you? No, Kenny. I mean,
we're going to benefit. That will benefit.
Try to be objective here, bro. Are you kidding me? Okay. Why the Marlins? Come on.
You look at this team; they've improved humongously.
Oh my God.
Corey Dickerson. Let's keep going. Matt Joyce, and I don't know much about Matt Joyce. Jesus Aguilar. You have a DH now in the National League. That's going to fill in the DH spot. And the pitching that they have now, I love it. And there's no way you can say, will they make the wild card? I don't think so. But they're for sure going to be in the fight for it.
Okay, who do you have? I mean, who do you love from the pitching staff?
No. Pitching rotation. Pitching rotation is what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. So Corey Dickerson, I agree with that. So the other names, man, I'll have to see, because if it wasn't the case of Louis Brisson, I mean, 2 years ago he was going to be what, the next Mickey Mantle, and now I think he's been cut. I don't know. I love what Alfre said.
I have that one. I have the Reds too. Yeah,
that's a great team.
I have also the Rays, the Yankees, and the Reds.
Yeah, even the Blue Jays will be doing a lot of noise. Yeah, I like the Rays too.
Yeah, and look, Alfred says Marlon's going to be greater sooner than everyone is expecting.
That's just because he wants to go. He wants to get credentials, and he wants to get Cuban coffee for free. Alfred, don't believe it, dude. They're a minor leagues team.
Let's look at this.
My God.
One player I will say I do not like, and not because of like personal issues or anything like that, but like Louis Brinson, to me, he's on his last straw. So because he didn't even show up for the summer camp. He hasn't shown up a single day for the summer camp. Mm-hmm. So why are you trying to invest in a guy that isn't going to show up to you?
Yeah, I agree.
And Alfred says, mark my words. I'm with Alfred here,
Of course you're with Alfred because you guys are in Miami, but you're blind. My God, blindfold. Are you actually telling me that the Marlins are going to make noise in a division that they have to share with the Braves? Title contender Braves? Title contender Nationals? Title contender Phillies? Come on, man. Okay.
No, the Phillies were disappointing.
Where?
And this is exactly what I was gonna come up with.
Okay. Luis Diaz, Jesus Sanchez. You know what I'm gonna do, Alfred? I'm gonna go to Google, even though because let me see. I have no idea who you're naming. Luis
Diaz, Jesus
Luis
Sanchez.
Diaz. Hold on, let me know. I'm sorry, I gotta Google up. I have no idea.
Go for it. Go for it. I can keep naming them if you want.
Guys, come on. Let's go. Google. Let me see. Oh, okay. So what's the name? Luis Diaz. Okay. Oh, it says no results. I'm sorry. It says no results.
I'll just say I'll name them for you. Lewin Diaz, Jesus Sanchez, Monte Harrison. We got Sixto Sanchez, Edward Cabrera.
Monte Harrison. He says a Canadian actor, Monte Harrison. So,
No, I don't know what you're looking at because Monte Harrison's a top 100 prospect.
All right. Sixto Sanchez. Oh my God.
JT Real Muto trade. He came from the JT Real Muto trade. He's
good trade.
top 100 prospect.
Just traded one of the best catchers in the game. Good one, Marlins. That was you score. Trading one of the best catchers in the game. Come on. All right. So this is the thing. And I'm gonna make a bet. If the Marlins make the wild card, believe me, I promise you, if the Marlins make the wild card, I'm going to buy you lunch for 1 week to you and Alfred. Because Alfred, Mr. Yankee man, apparently now is more Marlins guy. I mean, he wants to be the next Mr. Marlin. So you, Mr. Marlin, Alfred Alvarez, Mr. Marlin, Alfred Alvarez, I'm gonna buy you lunch online. I'll send you, I don't know, the cards, the gift cards, whatever, for 1 week.
Can't wait.
1 week. If the Marlins make the playoffs. I'm sorry, the wild card.
Yeah.
Write it down.
I mean,
you don't have to give me anything because the logic says that the Marlins are not even going to win. Actually, you know what? I feel happy for the Marlins because this will be the very, very, very first time that they're not going to lose more than 60 games. Bravo, Marlins. That's an improvement.
That is an improvement.
I love it. Let's just get it. But yeah, hey, but the bet is real.
This is what Alfre says right here.
Oh, yeah.
And then he says, get ready. We're going to have almorzando con Alfre again. Y Octavio again con las bases llenas.
We love to.
Free almuerzos.
No, but actually on this Sunday, Mr. Marlin, he better don't start saying, sorry, spreading the news. Dude, if you're a Yankee, you don't talk like that about the Marlins. Come on. Don't you remember 2003? Come on, bro. Have some respect and pride.
Now one team I do want to mention for sure is the Rays. This is a team that, again, 1 game away from it. The Houston Astros once again, you know.
Oh yeah, I love.
As you've been saying.
You see, that's a name that everybody will approve if they change it. If the Astros change it to Trastros, everybody.
Oh, for sure. Everyone's.
Hey, let's change that name.
Trashtos.
Perfect name. Or the Buster. What is it?
The Buzzers.
Yeah, the Houston Buzzers. Yeah, that would be also a good name.
That's a good name. Yeah, it fits them perfectly. Let's be honest.
Buzzers. Yeah, that'd be fine. I'm just glad that you didn't believe what. Remember when when Altuve said no?
Oh, no, that was a lie.
I didn't want to take the shirt off because of my wife.
Come on, like you just won. You're going to the World Series. You might as well just rip the shirt.
My wife doesn't like me to take off the shirt. Come on, bro. Come on.
Alfred is here saying what is true. Rays are going to be a nightmare of every single MLB team. No doubt about it.
Hey, especially Yankees, because the Rays can play good at home and can play good at New York. They're actually good at New York. They play very good in Yankee Stadium. So yeah, I agree with that.
And then finally the Reds, the additions they made. You can't leave them out at this point.
Probably the best infield in that division, and probably the second or the third best infield in the majors. Definitely. The big bats and the Reds, yeah.
And 2 teams that I really didn't include right now, but I'm thinking about it now. One, the Seattle Mariners, because this is one that Alfred said. The way they started, people thought they might, have a chance to compete. And the other one is the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the White Sox.
That team improved humongously.
I totally agree with you. And that division, I mean, even though the Twins are going to be the team to beat, it's more open. It's more. They have more chance to shine in that division that in the East or probably West. So yes,
this is true right here.
That's also going to be good. I agree with you with the White Sox. One last point. My the team is going to be a big deception. That is, I think it's going to be a team that's going to go really, really, really lower every single expectations. It's going to be like under the expectations. Would be the Milwaukee Brewers.
Oh,
Everybody
for sure. Yeah.
expecting a lot from the
Why
Brewers.
not?
I don't think so. I don't think that they're going.
The only real good piece they have is Christian Yelich, Josh Hader.
Yeah.
About it.
Yeah, the other day we were talking about who's going to be the top of the ace of that rotation of the Brewers, and everybody was saying Josh Hader. I mean,
they don't have their pitching rotation isn't bad, but it's not good either. It's like an average, mediocre one. Yeah.
Mediocre one, yeah.
They have to make a big trade to acquire a big name star.
Sure.
And this is where we're gonna end it. I just want to say, everyone, thank you for watching. We're just gonna put up some of the comments over here. We're starting with Trey Aroni, Javier Barral, Carlos Manuel Cejas, PJ Cejas, Fly Eagles Fly.
Fly Eagles, okay.
Marile Barran. ¿Qué pasa, MLB? Alfre Alvarez va a estar en vivo hoy a las 8 si estoy correcto.
Okay.
Armando Cabrera.
Oh, mira, con los Marlins. Oh, nah, this is the reason why you're talking good about the Marlins. Okay.
I'm always going to talk good about the Marlins. And some other people that were viewing that liked the video, Ali and Miel, Armando Cabrera. Yeah, a lot of other people here, Kevin Pañeda, Stephanie Almeida, Carmanita Mero.
Hey,
So yeah,
I saw a lot of Spanish comments, so let's just gracias a todos por la conexión y también gracias por apoyar el trabajo de Kevin y va a seguir creciendo, esto va a continuar. Y lo más importante, it's tough to switch it up, but we're trying. Lo más importante es que es un contenido fresco. Kevin no está aquí para dar noticias ni breaking news, sino para dar sus opiniones y traer temas que generen opinión. Y eso es lo que a mí me gusta del podcast de Kevin, que es un podcast que está para generar opiniones y para que usted participe y te diga, bueno, mira, oye, ahí trajeron a un loco que dice que los Marlins no sirven. Bueno, opine. Para eso está el podcast, para que usted cree su propia opinión. Y por eso, Kevin, esta es la idea, de que aquí siempre se puedan hablar de los temas sin ningún tipo de freno. And we can just talk about whatever we want, of course, with respect, but let's just not be afraid to say things that we don't want to say, because guess what? If you want to say it, if you think about it, and if you actually use your brain, you can say whatever you want, because you're not going to disrespect anybody if you stick to that. If you stick to respecting the facts, you can say whatever you want, because that's the whole thing about having an opinion. You can express it. Get ready. Bold prediction. Cubs van a ganar más que los Dodgers.
Vamos a ver.
Puede ser.
Posiblemente. Deja ese equipo Chicago muy. Es creo que uno de esos equipos que son más completos.
Pero ven acá. That's not a bold prediction. Bold prediction will be the Padres will win the division instead of the Dodgers. That will be a bold prediction. And who knows? Now we're going to end it here. Octavio, thank you for being here, of course, taking your time to come here and chat here with the KO Podcast fans. And again, everyone, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Zoom out. I know you guys are on full screen. Zoom out of the video. Press the like. Press the subscribe button. Put me gusta that you like the video, and share the video, because we want to grow this as much as possible to keep doing this and keep sharing our opinions on sports. Now, once again, my name is Kevin, and that's Octavio, and we'll see you guys all in the next one.